Hello, my name is Lisa Nagel, and I am here to present my informative industry presentation on motion capture. Motion capture is, or mocap as it's more commonly referred to, is a way to digitally record human movements. The recorded motion capture is then mapped onto a digital model in a 3D software like Maya, which most of us have already used. So the digital character moves like the actor that you recorded. The motion capture technology is used in the entertainment industry for films and games, so we get a more realistic human movement out of the character. One of the more famous films that has a lot of motion capture technology is Avatar, and this is the movie that really made me fall in love with the technology. So basically, an actor wears a skin-tight nylon suit with little reflective balls on their joints, like their elbows or their knees, their feet or their head or even their chest. And then a scanner scans in the position of the joints, and then the actor's movements are digitized and used for one or more computer animated character. So that's basically how it works. There are a few different types of motion capture, or mocap. The first is called mechanical mocap. And in mechanical mocap is the process in which an actor wears a skeleton-structured bodysuit known as, it's got a long title, it's called an exoskeleton motion capture system. And this tracks the human joints and angles, and it's basically one of the cheapest options available for motion capture. The second type of motion capture is called optical mocap. And optical mocap relies more on reflective sensors to track the movements. The third type is called electromagnetic mocap, and this is really more one of the more technical types of motion capture. It relies on transmitters and receivers to track the movement. So an actor would wear several magnetic receivers, and then the transmitters would track and calculate the movement. And this type of motion capture was specifically used in The Lord of the Rings on one of the lead characters, Gollum. So I found that very, very interesting. Motion capture is extremely widespread in its uses. It's got tons of purposes, like tracking the head movements of pilots in the military. I wouldn't have ever guessed that, but I thought that was really cool. Tracking the performance of athletes in sports, determining injuries and how to treat them in medical applications, creating more human-like characters in cartoons, and then for games and films for the entertainment and advertising purposes. So motion capture is really, like I said, just widespread. It's used in gaming like the Kinect or Wii or PlayStation, and various different types of games, from Call of Duty Ghosts all the way to Madden NFL football. So the range of uses is extensive in gaming as well. I found it very interesting that it's used in live entertainment, which I didn't know, such as the 2014 Winter Olympic closing ceremonies. I think it was also used in the 2008 Beijing opening ceremonies and the performances there as well. So that was really interesting to find out. It's used in the health and medical industry for prosthetic design and sports medicine, and in sports specifically, it acts as a tool for biomechanics. That's just downright cool. And it's got and then also one of the leading car manufacturers in the world, Ford, even uses it for to help develop better products for the future. So that's really, really cool. One of the biggest advantages of the technology is it's got far fewer man hours of work to animate than the traditional animation. Now the biggest disadvantage is the cost, but I think that if you look at all the aspects of motion capture technology, it can definitely be said that it's a very useful tool, and it provided a solution to a very big problem in the industry. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot. I know I did. I learned a lot specifically from the Xsense website. Xsense is the leading innovator in the 3D motion tracking technology and products. So they helped me learn about the applications for the technology, and I had several articles about the specific process of the technology from the International Journal on Recent and Innovation Trends in Computing and Communications. Their article was extremely extensive. And then I also found an article on the website. It's called lukebeach.wordpress.com, and they provided a lot of information about the history and the different types of motion capture. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you think about motion capture the next time you're watching TV.